Hello, hello. It is Jody Lane here, and we are going to do a series of Keap training videos. Now, just a little reminder, Keap is the marketing and sales automation software that you have purchased, that we at the Accelerated Medical Practices Company has put all of your marketing campaigns into and set you up for your CRM. And Keap is not a new software. As a matter of fact, it used to be called Infusionsoft, and it became Keap, I believe, like about 5 or 6 years ago. And if you were to go to YouTube and search for either Keap or Infusionsoft, you would see a plethora of videos. So you have those videos at your disposal. You also are a customer of Keap. Even though you purchased it through us, you are Keap's customer. That is your account is yours. So if you needed the Keap support line, you have them at your disposal too. But I thought that it would be helpful for us to create a couple of Keap training videos so that you can be really focused on the things that we've done for you here. We'll keep these as short and sweet as possible. And we're going to just dive right in. So this particular video is just to talk about the different settings. So software is fantastic and intuitive when you know where to find stuff. So that's why I thought we'd start with settings. Now, this is the Greenleaf Groups Keap account. So there is no patient data in here. So this is HIPAA compliant. I just want to make that clear at the very beginning. And we're just going to kind of go through what the settings are. So first of all, where are settings? Well, usually settings has a settings icon somewhere, right? Well, I don't see it anywhere on this dashboard. So I will tell you, settings are at your picture. So if you have not uploaded your picture yet, it would just be your initials. So this would say J if I hadn't put my picture there, but since I have, it has my little picture. So if you click on that little circle at the very bottom, it brings up a kind of little menu. And what do we want to work on? Settings. And there's that settings icon that we were searching for. It's finally there. So let's click on settings. And we're not going to go deep into each one of these things, but we're going to kind of talk about each thing just so that you know where to navigate through. So your profile is the first thing. So what's important about your profile, first of all, this is where you can change your picture. So if it just has your initials, you can click on it and it will bring up the ability to upload an image. What's really important about your profile is that this is where the information is going to be pulled from for anything that is system wide. So you want to make sure that this is all accurate and correct, that it has your name, your email address, your title, your phone number, the company name, all of that information, because as you can see here, it's creating your signature line, which you can use or not use. It's really up to you, but the data is going to come from here. You don't have the ability to create a signature line as you're building an email or a text or anything like that. It comes from this area. So make sure that this information is the way you want it to look. If something isn't the way you want it to look in your signature line, just change it here. So if we wanted it to say road, if we wanted it to have a suite number, whatever we want. Okay. And then you've got your login ID also under the My User. So that's an important thing to remember. Oh, excuse me, My Profile. Now we've got My Account. These are things about your account, and depending upon your level of access, you may or may not have access to certain things here, but it will show what your subscription type is, when your renewal date is, things like that. It shows how many contacts you have, how many users you have, how many emails you sent. So it's like global level information about your account as a whole. And if you wanted to edit your subscription or make any changes to the platform that you have, this is where you would do that. You also can always call us, and we're happy to help you with that part, especially since we set you up. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable making any changes. Now, your business profile, this is the details about your business that are utilized at the bottom of your email to make sure that you stay compliant with all canned spam laws, both domestic and international. So you definitely want to make sure that this information is filled in, that it's accurate and correct. You can even upload your logo. Next, we have the users. So I don't have very many users in my Greenleaf account because that company is kind of going away and it's, doesn't have any users, but you can add a user by clicking the add a user section, pick what type of user it's going to be. It doesn't really matter in terms of the type. It doesn't change the price. You get 2 users with every account, and then you have to pay more to add users. So when you get to 0 and you go to add somebody, it doesn't work. Make sure that you edit your subscription and you add on another user. Keap is never going to charge you for something unless you give it permission to do so. So that's what that's about. Okay, so we're going to skip Solution Launchpad. You will not see that in your Keap account. That is strictly from me as a reseller, so we just kind of ignore that. Text message verification. So text message verification is very, very important. There were some new rules that came out in September of 2023 that required all text broadcast phone numbers to be verified. And if yours is not verified, if yours says pending or unverified, please give us a call right away. Let us get to the bottom of that. All of your text message numbers should be verified. It's the marketing number down here, by the way. Your business line number is a phone number that people can call if you want them to do so. We usually don't set people up with that because we want them to call your clinic. You got to remember, Keap is a software that's built for lots of different types of businesses. Some businesses are single people and they don't necessarily want to use their cell phone, so they can use this business line for phone calls. That's why mine says pending. Yours will probably say pending as well. But the marketing number, that's for text messages. So if yours doesn't say approved, by all means, give us a call. Let's get that figured out. All right, next we've got sales settings. So again, this is another thing that you very well will not be using. This is where you can use Keap to collect payments from people. I'm going to assume that you have already been collecting payments through your EMR or through Square or PayPal or some other way, and that you're not going to be using Keap. And so therefore, this has not been set up for you. If you decide you want to use Keap for a payment processor, then let us know and we will help you on an individual basis. Integrations. So Keap does integrate with other different types of software, and all of the integrations that are automatically built in are on this page. I'm not going to go over each and every one of them because there's a lot, and chances are you're not going to be participating in a majority of these. But if you see something on this list that you also use and you want to integrate with Keap with using this tool, by all means, give us a call. The one I do want to just kind of really point out is your calendar and your Gmail. So your calendar is really important to connect if you decide to use the scheduler, the online scheduler, which will be in a different video. If you're not going to use that, then don't bother. But your Gmail, you probably want to connect if you have a Gmail email address with your clinic or Outlook or Microsoft if you use one of those email clients. Why is that important? Well, you can be emailing back and forth with your patients on in another platform, either Gmail, Outlook, or Microsoft. And when you do, if you're connected, those email communications will show up in the contact record. So that's kind of an important thing to keep track, to have like one repository of all the places where you've done emails, and you'll see that more in the contacts video. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, next we have tags. So tags are great ways to segment somebody into something. So what do I mean by that? Let's just say that you wanted to be able to pull a report of everybody who was on pellets, or you wanted to pull a report of everybody who engaged with a quiz campaign, or you wanted to pull a report of everybody who showed up for a particular event. You could create a tag. Now you can create tags in a lot of different places on Keap, but this is where you would see all those tags at one time. And if you wanted to create tags from here, you can do that. Click add a tag, put the tag name. You can create a category if you wish. You can write a description if you wish. Not required. The only thing that's required is the name. And we get to contacts, I'll show you a little bit more about how you can use tags to segment people. Data cleanup. So if you find that you suddenly have a lot of duplicate records, yep. So we warn you immediately that if you make some changes using this tool, you cannot go back. So be very, very careful. And if you want help, by all means, give us a call. So you can either check for duplicate records or you can view duplicate records and merge them. So there's a few things that you can do, but again, proceed with caution because once you do this, you cannot revert back. So you don't want to make a mistake. All right, what do we got next? On the list, we have custom fields. So Keap comes with a certain number of normal fields that you might find in a form. And, things like name, phone number, email address, all that kind of stuff, address. You can create custom fields. And if you create custom fields, then there'll be options for you to select in a form. So if you wanted to create custom fields, this is where you would do it. Or you do it when you create the form and then you can see them here. So know that again, two different ways to manage custom fields, but this is where you can really see them all at one place. Scrolling down, privacy and compliance. So my guess is that you do not have a Keap account that has HIPAA security controls enabled. The enabled version is a much pricier than the disabled version, which is why we always promote use Keap for marketing and sales and use your EMR for all of your medical conversations. Do not collapse the two. If you are somebody that decides, I love Keap and I want to use it for more than just marketing and sales, and you wish to go HIPAA compliant, then give Keap a call and you can add that feature, and then this you can make to enabled. And then what do we got next? Lead score settings. So this is a little bit more complicated. This is an advanced feature. And what this is that you can generate a lead score based on certain actions that a lead takes as they maneuver through all of your communications. And so I'm not going to really show you how to set this up. Again, this is an advanced feature. And if you decide this is something that you want to do, the first thing I would say is let's go ahead and use Keap for about, 3 to 6 months before we start creating this score. But basically what you can do is you can say, if the contact does this, if the contact, for example, contains a certain tag, or you can really create any rule you want. If the contact does a certain thing, has a certain tag, and it either does it or it doesn't do it, and then you select what that activity is, you keep creating these, you can then score the lead based on how much activity they took. So for example, if somebody, in this case, let's just get rid of my fake one, if somebody has a tag of nurture subscriber, also has a tag of new lead, and has a tag of new customer, they're going to get a point of 3 out of 5. Actually, it sounds like they should get 5 out of 5, but this is just Keap's example. I don't have lead scoring set up in this account, but that's generally what we mean by lead scoring. It is a super helpful tool if you have a lot of marketing going on, if you're using Keap to its fullest extent. If you are not using Keap to its fullest extent, then this really isn't going to do you a lot of good. So just kind of think about it from that perspective. Domains. So you want to make sure that if you're going to authenticate Keap using your email address, you want to connect your domain. As you can see, I have not done that here. It's not a requirement. As an email, that's really a choice. However, with landing pages, it is a good idea if you want your landing pages to have your domain. Again, this is an advanced feature. It's not something that we typically turn on. It's just not that important in the big scheme of things. But if it's something that you want to explore further, by all means, let us know. And last but not least, APIs. So APIs, if you've never heard the term before, is basically documentation. It's instructions on how you can connect one piece of software to another. And it requires a software engineer to build the connection. So it's almost like Keap as the software. And let's say we're going to talk about Typeform, which is the software that our quiz lives off of. If it didn't have an integration but it both had APIs. A developer could take the API instructions from over here with Keap and the API instructions over here from Typeform and write some code to connect the two. The beauty of today's world is that a lot of tools build those API integrations into the tool. So for example, this API area is the same thing as this area, the integrations, only all of these little, all of this software, Keap has done the hard work of building that connection for you. So you would use APIs for things that are above and beyond what's in here. For example, Serbo, if you're using Serbo as your EMR, they have an API. And Keap has an API. There are certain things that you can connect the two if you utilize a developer to make that connection. Now, that sounds wonderful, right? I will tell you that not all APIs provide all data, and APIs are really, sometimes they're expensive to build. So you want to think about what you're going to do with the information that the API then provides you to decide if it's worth spending the money to hire somebody to build that for you. And we're happy to help with that. So if you think about something that you would like to connect Keap to, knowing that it does have an API documentation that can be used, and you really want to connect it to something, give us a call, let us know, add it to one of your consulting calls, and let's find out whether or not it's worthwhile. Okay? All right, so that is pretty much a high level exploration of everything that's in your settings. Hopefully that wasn't too much for you to manage, and that it makes it a little bit easier to find the things that you need to find when you are looking for ways to customize your Keap account. All right, this has been Jody Lane. This is our first in all of our Keap training videos. We've got several more, so hopefully you keep watching, and yeah, thanks for watching.